Internet, and welcome to SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. I'm your host, Jason Kwasnicki, at Solid Kwaz. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Mark Sullivan.
How's it going?
You can hit him up at Nibblehimian, folks. And to my virtual left, we have the lovely Delaila Lugo at Assassina-san.
What's up?
She just be churning out those fucking plats like nobody's business. Fucking making it rain
lately.
trophies.
Hey man, speaking of plats, I'm almost to 60.
Wait, like
Nice.
level?
No,
Or
like
60 plats.
oh god, level 60. Holy crap,
Yeah, I was about to be.
that would be insane. No, my I'm nearing the platinum for Psychonauts, so that'll be my 60th.
Nice.
Congrats.
Yeah, level 60. I was gonna say I don't want to meet the guy who's level 60 in trophies.
Hey
he's
man,
probably like
look-
he's probably
look
like a
at
half
those-
he's probably like a half decayed body in his mom's basement. Like he looks like fucking Emotep from The Mummy. Like he's like
Hey, man.
fucking half rotten.
Shout out to Rough Dog. Shout out to Rough Dog. Like he's like level 99. That dude is insane when it comes to trophy hunting.
Again, I don't want to meet him. He's probably like the fat dude from the World of Warcraft episode of South Park.
Nah, man. I feel like Delilah will agree with me, but total respect to that guy. God
Yeah,
damn.
respect for sure. But that's funny that you say he was he decayed in his mom's basement.
I mean, that dude in that South Park episode almost won. So
He did. It took the sword of 1,000 truths to
the
bring him
people-
down.
And look what happened to the kids that beat him. Like, good God.
Yeah, that was a pretty fucked up episode.
Yeah, that was
You know
a
what's-
great episode. Great episode.
You know what's not fucked up though?
What's not fucked up?
Fucking No Man's Sky went gold.
Oh man!
It's official. It was
After-
tweeted.
after all these years.
Yeah, it was tweeted by Sean Murray. Jesus, I was
I wanna
throwing around
give
his
a-
name and I forgot it in the middle of the recording.
I want to give another shout out to Sean Murray's beard that he had in that picture.
True, it's like its own entity at this point.
Yeah, it's a lovely beard. Oh my goodness, I wish I
just-
could grow a beard like that.
I just feel like I would go up to him and like, you know, hey, can like I get an interview? You know, we should talk. And like his beard would just fucking like grab me, like pull
hey,
me in.
Or I would go up to him and be like, "Hey, Sean, nice to meet you." Instead of reaching for a handshake, just stroke his beard a little.
Right, exactly. Pet it, just
Yeah,
give it a
just
little
pet it.
stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah, his beard's like the fucking Sarlacc pit from Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. It's terrible.
But it's much lovelier than that.
Yes, but it's just as dangerous. It's a lady killer. I don't know. How do you feel about beards, Delilah?
I oh god. Not for me, I guess. But I respect them. I totally respect a man with a beard. I just don't know that I would do something with him. It's not about the beard, man. It's really not. It's not.
I'm gonna quote you on that later on my Twitter feed.
Well, now beards aside,
At Assassina-san, quote, beards, not for me.
well, now beards aside, what do we think about the fact that this is gold now?
It's gold. It's coming. It's only 6 gigs, apparently. I'm
Yeah,
stoked.
that's crazy. And another caveat to that is Sean Murray himself, when he said that, he said most of it's audio.
Wow.
That's nuts.
I'm telling you, man, they've literally been. It's like in what movie was that? Interstellar. How they have to work for like decades on that one equation to learn how to manipulate gravity. That's what they've been doing for like the past 5 years. Literally, this is like a 6 gigabyte equation to like figure out
Wait,
life.
Can we go on the SonyCentric time machine real quick and just ask, like, did you talk about Interstellar on the show before? Because I feel like you have.
No.
Oh, I could have sworn you had. All right, never mind.
So
This is
basically,
embarrassing.
so basically, No Man's Sky is going to be a $60 6 gig equation that just opens up infinite possibilities.
Gonna
And
be
speaking,
a $60
yeah.
6 gig audio trip.
yeah, exactly.
apparently.
And speaking of possibilities, we're gonna start off with a nice little icebreaker here. A nice little icebreaker conversation regarding No Man's Sky. I'm curious, Delilah, Mark, what is the first thing you're going to do in No Man's Sky? What is going to? I mean, apparently this is a whole universe. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We can rob people, mine shit. We can rob people and mine shit. So, Delilah, let's start with you. What are your plans? When that screen opens up, where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm jumping into that spaceship. I'm claiming a planet or a galaxy, whatever you're claiming. Probably a planet. And I'm punching the first creature I see in the face.
Oh, shit, that's terrible. Why would you do that?
Just to see what happens. Probably die. I did it in Skyrim. I went and punched a freaking troll, and I was like level 1, and I died.
Are you at least gonna name it first?
Huh?
Are you at least gonna name it first?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, that's fucking even worse. You're gonna name something and, like, pretend you're friends with it and then fucking punch it?
Yeah, I'll name it, Saitama. And
Saitama.
then I punch Saitama from One Punch Man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, Saitama, the Japanese prefecture. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm Mark. I can speak Japanese.
I've been to Japan. Let's make fun of me.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna punch the first creature I see and then just explore. And make friends with everyone else on the planet.
That sounds solid. Mark, what about you?
Alright, so here's the gist. Alright, I'm gonna open the case and I'm gonna put the disc into the system and I'm gonna install the game. Probably the first thing I'm gonna do. No, but realistically, the first thing I'm gonna do, and I've talked about this before, I'm gonna learn what I can do. Because I still am not 100% clear on everything, that game is about. And we've gotten snippets, we've gotten videos, we've gotten developer commentaries and everything in the past that give a little more of an idea of what you will be able to do in that game, but I don't necessarily know what I'm going to want to do. So I'm going to probably spend a lot of time at the beginning going to my first planet, looking around, seeing what it is I can do with all those resources, just learning, really in-depth learning everything that I can possibly do before I make a decision of what I'm going to make that game about. Because this is like very much one of those games where it's like you make it your story. Like Delaila just said, like she gave an answer that I don't know that anyone else would give. Like this is one of those games where it seems like you're going to make your own story and everybody's story is going to be vastly different.
Right, exactly. That's why I love it. Because I can be a space pirate. Even better, I can be a space butt pirate.
Oh, there you go. Live out your wildest dreams, Jason.
Hey, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how the economy works in No Man's Sky. They could be trading some pretty shady shit for, whatever kind of elements Sean Murray came up with for his universe.
And you know what? That's exactly what I want to find out. Like, I want to find out exactly the intricacies of how that game works before I make a decision of, what story I'm going to, form with this game when I play it.
Mark he wants to find out if he can be a butt pirate.
I mean, I do. That would be awesome, but I don't know that I can, so I want to find out first.
I definitely want to be a pirate.
Well, I'm Delaila, I'm way ahead of you. I already have a beard.
Yeah, grow a bigger beard, Sean Murray beard.
I need to grow a Sean Murray beard is what I need to do.
Captain Mark Blackbeard, the butt pirate.
Yo, I'm gonna name my ship that.
Oh. This is all this is a fucking awesome stream in the making. When this game comes out, we gotta commit to you and me doing like a 2 or 3 hour stream of like our first experience, just diving in with no prior playtime.
Absolutely.
Look forward to that, folks. We'll be tweeting about it. SonyCentric plays No Man's Sky.
Yep.
With Captain Mark Buttbeard, the pirate.
Yep. Exactly that.
Captain Mark Blackbeard, the butt pirate. I'm sorry. Anywho, so what do I want to do first? Well, Delaila already said she wants to punch an animal. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna a creature. Okay. So will you punch an alien? Like if that's the first thing you come across?
Damn right.
He just walks up and he wants to trade shit with you. Like, yo, give me some carbon and I'll give you a laser gun. You're just gonna punch him in the face. That's how you roll.
Yes, precisely. And if I can take his carbon and keep my item, fuck it.
That's pretty OG. That's gangsta. I think I'm just gonna try to dig to the center of a planet. Like Brendan Fraser. Just, go all in, try to see how far down the rabbit hole goes, so to speak.
Alright.
That sounds productive, doesn't it?
Is that what they did in The Mummy?
I mean, they dug a little deep. They dug like right into the bottom rooms of Hamanaptra to, revive what's his name, Emotep. But no, I'm referring to Journey of the Center of the Earth, at least the remake.
Yeah, I know.
Learn your Brendan Fraser movies, okay?
Hey man, I'm the biggest fan of Encino Man.
The Mummy, back then he was the next Harrison Ford. Fucking Journey to the Center of the Earth. Though.
You're right.
He was going ways that nobody wanted to see him go. But No Man's Sky is not about Brendan Fraser, thankfully, because Lord knows where he's hanging out these days.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky is about you and your journey. So, folks, we've told you what we're going to be doing. Delaila is going to punch motherfuckers. I'm going to dig to the center of the earth, and Mark's going to be a butt pirate. But what do you want to do in No Man's Sky? What's going to be your first objective? Let us know in the comments. Tell us if your stories are cool, if our stories are cool. But let us know in those comments as we move forward here. So, the other big news story this week, we're kind of like in a drought right now, post E3.
Yeah,
not much is really going on. But Adam Boyes, he's leaving, he's moving on. Actually, he's going back to what he used to do before he worked at Sony. Before he worked at Sony, he was part of an indie dev. He kind of shuffled around, did some QA for like EA and stuff. Had his own indie dev studio. Then he went on. He's third party relations, I believe, for Sony, or now it's Sony Computer Interactive. I keep forgetting that new name they just recently gave themselves. It's SCI. So now he's going back to game development, and I thought it'd be cool to just pour one out for the fallen homie, and just talk about some of the contributions he's made. Over the past few years, PlayStation, just in general, has kind of formed into this community, and I think some respect is due to him for contributing to that. I mean, amongst other things, he did that hashtag, or started that hashtag, what was it, what do you want to see? Which kind of culminated in them bringing back shit like Crash Bandicoot, promising like a remake of Final Fantasy VII, and they brought back Yakuza, and obviously they're also working on that Shenmue project. He's one of the guys chiefly responsible for the beginning of PlayStation Experience. He was one of the guys who was always really behind sponsoring like independent developers and kind of making that like a mainstay of the PlayStation stable, specifically with PlayStation Plus. So, I think this guy made a bigger contribution than probably most people realize. I mean, how do you guys feel regarding like, I guess we'll start with like PlayStation Experience. Me personally, I feel like that's such a big event now for the community. I can't really imagine us without it, because like we always talk about things in terms of like E3 or Gamescom, like do we think we'll see this here or that here, and we'll always say no, that's more of like a PlayStation Experience type thing.
Yeah, I feel like we've had that we've talked conjecture about things like that in the past.
It's become that convention has become so integral. Like the Vita would get no fucking press time whatsoever if it wasn't for PlayStation Experience.
Right.
So, there's that. There's also indie developers, which have kind of, I mean, the line has been blurred, definitely. I think we have all talked about how independent developer, that term is kind of a little loosely thrown around. But still, it's kind of become a mainstay of the current gaming economy. I don't know, I don't think you guys would disagree, right?
Absolutely not. No.
Adam Boyes went on record a lot of times saying how he knew how it felt as a developer, always having to fear getting your project pulled, funding-wise by a publisher, and so he is known at Sony for fighting really hard to kind of stick by the developer and maintain their funding, and, that resulted in a lot of very successful indie games, things like Gone Home and such like that. Really working with third parties, seeing if Sony could provide funding if needed. And I really think that, going back to the beginning of the PlayStation 3 era, Sony really struggled for a few years. It was kind of like the first few years of the PlayStation 3 were the dark ages. That shit wasn't selling at all. Nobody was buying PlayStation 3s, and by nobody I mean like nobody outside the hardcore.
Right.
And the software library was kind of abysmal. And, that whole strategy that Sony kind of developed about making their library their strong point in terms of like exclusives. A lot of that, came to include exclusive independent games. So you can thank Adam Boyes for that. I don't know. Do you guys have anything to add to this little pour one out for the homie rant I just had?
Adam Boyes has always had a great stage presence. He's always been an entertaining person to watch and to listen to. He's always just a very positive guy. I've listened to him on the official PlayStation blogcast and him on conferences. Probably the most memorable thing involved that I've seen, Adam Boyes involved with. We go all the way back to before this new generation started. That E3 with the PlayStation video about...
Oh, with Shuhei?
This is how you'll share games with PlayStation. And it was Shuhei and Adam Boyes, and one just hands the other a game. And that was it. And it was to retaliate against the whole idea that Xbox was having. That was just such a hilarious tongue-in-cheek video, and he was part of that. Mm-hmm. It's one of the things I will always remember about Adam Boyes. Besides all the other positive things that I've always seen that man involved with. It's great that I'm happy. He's a huge loss as far as their stage presence goes, but he will be remembered as a good presenter. He'll be remembered as a good man for that company, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with game development. I'm happy that he's pursuing something that he really wants to do.
Right. And hopefully
I'm happy that he's staying in the industry.
Hopefully we'll see some exclusive Adam Boyes games to add to our exclusive list.
Yeah.
Delilah's like, what the fuck are these guys? Who the fuck is Adam Boyes? What the fuck?
I mean, last he did didn't he announce at E3 2015 the Final Fantasy remake?
Yeah,
I believe he was. Yeah, the person on stage for that. Yeah.
Yeah, he stuck with me then. That's for sure.
Forever, my man.
I mean, he's one of the driving forces behind that. Like I said, he started that. I think the Twitter movement, the hashtag was, what do you want to see? It was... I believe that's what it was. And if it wasn't, it was something very close to that. And basically a lot of the highest polling games, of which obviously Final Fantasy VII Remake was one of them, are now a reality. Or at least they say they're a reality. We probably won't see them till like 5 years, but... Yeah, well, of course, but... I feel like the same could be said not only of Adam Boyes, but of people like Shuhei. They're executives and they're big important people to these big companies, but they're still extremely personable and just very ingrained in that community infrastructure. Right, you almost feel like they're a community manager of a game rather than or even just a hardware manager. Not even a community manager, but a community member. Right. They just come across they feel and they seem like people. Right, and it's a great thing about a lot of the executives, and this is not a PlayStation or Sony exclusive thing. Like I feel the same way about people like Phil Spencer. Yeah, and I think that's something that Microsoft definitely picked up on because before Phil Spencer, it wasn't like, but they were smart in bringing Phil Spencer in because he understood exactly. He's always been that kind of person. He's always been that kind of person. We had people like Don Matrick before who, we don't even need to get into that. But while it's something that we started seeing once Phil Spencer came into light, it's something we've seen for years before with Shuhei and with people like Andrew House and especially with people like Adam Boyes over at PlayStation. Reggie. He's gonna start playing some music. No, same goes for Reggie and Iwata. Yeah. Although with Iwata, I think he kind of overstepped his boundaries. Sometimes he should have kind of maintained a bit of a more business-oriented approach. But regardless, that's Nintendo. That's a Nintendo opinion. We don't play Pokemon Go here. We talk about Sony news. I mean, we could talk about Pokemon. No, we won't. Yo, fuck your Diglett dick pics. I don't have any Diglett dick pics. You
That would be
say so
crazy.
now.
Well, yeah, now. Oh boy.
Anywho, again, pour one out for the fallen homie, Adam Boys. May he be successful in his future ventures.
Yeah,
He has certainly left a mark on PlayStation.
I absolutely want to see what he winds up doing next. He will be missed.
Yeah, from what I know, he's always thinking about what everyone wants to play and kind of hearing feedback and trying to, adapt and give people what they want.
Excelente. Well, folks, this was a bit of a shorter episode, but I want to take some time real quick for a public service announcement. So, normally, I try to have these episodes up Monday night or early Tuesday. And I'm going to start to move it. Actually, last week I got it up on Wednesday.
Oh, we're switching up the formula.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just going to actually publish these videos on Wednesday. And stay consistent with that because it's moved around a little bit as we've changed.
Yeah.
We've kind of our schedules have kind of moved around a bit. So to adjust for that, I want to have a set time, and this also kind of moves it out of the way of other stuff coming down the pipeline on our YouTube channel, the Outerhaven's YouTube channel, that is. So, you know what? You don't have to. One Monday you might come around like split decision. Do I listen to Experience or do I listen to SonyCentric? Now you can listen to both, motherfucker. All you gotta do is subscribe. And speaking of subscribe, you can hit that subscribe button down at the bottom for all of the Outerhaven. Yeah, that was an awesome segue. For all of the Outerhaven's video content, yes.
Sorry, I fucked you up there.
Hit the like button down below if you like this video. And please, again, leave your comments. Did you like our stories about No Man's Sky? Are you going to forge your own stories? Let us know what those are. Let us know how you feel about Adam Boys leaving. Please give him a little send-off down there. Wish him luck in his endeavors. Use that comment section. And if you have any questions for us or any suggestions, things you want to see, we're listening. As always, folks, I'm your host, Jason Kwasnicki. I've been joined by the co-host, Mark Sullivan, and we were joined today by Delaila Lugo. This is SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. It's been real. Peace out, Internet.
Later.
Bye.